Hello, 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 hello. I go by Puni, which is a childhood nickname given by my sister, and I like style, and I like Pokemon. Happy New Year, and also Happy Christmas if you celebrate it. I, for one, had a lovely time, and still I am having a lovely time. I'm also kind of filming this, not really planned. I've been thinking about this video, but suddenly I had this gap for filming, so I decided, why not doing it, right now? So for this video, I want to react to myself, playing a little dress up during this past month. Well, now it's January, but during December. This particular moment was when I was just having a bit of extra time and I was headed to my birthday dinner, and I decided to try a bunch of different outfits on, that were a bit more restaurant appropriate and holiday-esque maybe. But I would like to react to those and then also discuss a little bit about upcoming trends, maybe what we might be seeing in the 2026. I also haven't looked through any footage of me, trying the clothes on, so I am going in this with very fresh eyes. I will obviously edit the footage for the YouTube video, but as I'm filming this, I'm just gonna look at the raw material and, see what I put on and how I like it. So without further ado, let's get on with the reaction. I will be obviously looking at my screen here because this is where I'm playing the video. So first I decided to go with the glitter dress that I actually wore that dress yesterday for New Year's. It's a lovely dress. It is thrifted, I think a year ago during November or December, and I wore that dress a lot during the Christmas season last year. Didn't wear it for Christmas this year though. But it's lovely because it's, glittery, but not too much in my opinion. So as an outfit, I do like it very simple. I like to just wear the dress without anything on, without any belts or anything. Just let it be quite loose and, obviously tights underneath. And for New Year's, so for yesterday, I actually wore it just like that. I just wore the dress and tights and leg warmers actually, and this cardigan that I have on right now. It was a nice look. So now I am combining different kinds of belts with the dress, which I do think that works very well. You can also make the dress a bit shorter with adding a belt and tucking, the material underneath the belt a bit more. And that strawberry knit, that is exactly how I wore it last year quite a bit because I really liked that knit and then tuck the hem underneath the belt. It's nice that you can, wear a dress and make it a bit more interesting, maybe adding different things on top. I really like that. It's a cute outfit. It's quite holiday-esque, which was what I was trying to do here, designing an outfit for a dinner. But with the chunky knit, I thought that I might get too hot, so I didn't want to go with that exactly. But I approve of this outfit. And in my opinion, knits are still very much in, different fun knits with different textures. I think I've seen a lot texturized, I was gonna say knits, but clothing. I mentioned in my earlier video that I recently thrifted this knit with fur detailing, for example. And I think that the curated secondhand shops also get more vintage fur clothing, fur trims and items in stock lately. And I've seen fur collars also popping up, both in fashion world and in social media world or space. I'm someone who really likes a collared shirt. That has always been something that I do really quite like to wear, like during summertime on tops and during wintertime, layered with knit fabrics, knits or knit vests. With this dress though, I'm not against it, but I don't think this quite works. Obviously, playing dress up is always nice and it's good to try different things. And I do like the color combination of the glitter and the light pink, but this is not my favorite. And I don't think I would wear that dress with a collared shirt, but it was good to try that on too. I don't hate it, and I like that you can create a different silhouette with pulling the shirt outwards a bit, taking a bit more space with the actual shirt on top. And I'm continuing with a glitter theme. So this is a glitter shirt. It's a bit sheer, so you have to wear it. Well, you can wear it just with a bra, you know, a nice bra, maybe with a pop of color. I'm not comfortable doing that, but that will look bomb if you are comfortable with pulling that off. But I like to wear a crop top underneath. And for this one, I just put on a skirt, which is a very much a maxi skirt. And I do like the simplicity of just the glitter long sleeve and the skirt. But here I wanted to layer with a top with a lace trim. And I think it's fine. It's okay. I like the outfit, but that's not necessarily very me. It becomes a bit too girly for my liking personally. Like I think the outfit is cute in general, and I don't mind the glitter and the lace detailing combination. But personally for me, I can see how this is not really something that I would go for. But silhouette wise, I do like it. And you know, on a day when I just feel very cutesy, that is something that I could totally be wearing. I have also been wearing a lot more skirts recently. Like I'm a pants kind of gal, but recently I've been very much enjoying, and this started during the summer actually. I started to enjoy wearing more skirts, long skirt. That skirt that I'm wearing in the video is also from the summer. And I also recently thrifted a couple of new skirts. The other one is, well, actually, no, they're both vintage. The other one I wore for Christmas this year, and the other one I did create an outfit with it, and I put a reel up on my Instagram, maybe also for YouTube Shorts, but I'm not really sure if I did that. But at least it's up on my Instagram page, and it has this like mermaid detailing, which I'm not sure if mermaid hems are... Do we think that they are part of the boho style? I'm not sure, but I've been gravitating towards that style like all throughout last year. And I actually mentioned boho-esque holiday style in my festive season favorites video that I made earlier. And I think that the boho style is gonna carry itself to 2026. It kind of ties together with a more messy aesthetic, which I think is lifting its head a bit after all these TikTok boss words like clean girl, quite luxury, etc. I'm not on TikTok, and I will never be. I'll never be on there. But of course, I know of these things through other social media. But those trendy TikTok aesthetics, they do tie themselves to the cultural environment that we are living at this point in time. And now, there's no denying that traditional values are accompanied with what we have seen in fashion and style and trends lately, or not even lately, but you know, a while now. But obviously, I'm not saying that if you are someone who enjoys more of a, you know, timeless aesthetic, a clean and smart look, the word clean is starting to really irritate me at this moment. I'm not saying that you then are someone who holds traditional values, but in a grand scheme of things, that is what we have been clearly seeing when looking at the year 2025 and earlier. And now we are also, unfortunately, seeing different body types trending, which I don't really want to get into that discussion right now, but the messy aesthetic that I'm describing could also be going away from the more traditional look and culture. But you know what? Also, at the same time, the messy, the boho, all, you know, everything like that, it also could be a slippery slope to the late 90s, early 2000s body trends, which we have been seeing. But again, that is a different discussion and different topic. But if you know what I mean... If we are just strictly talking about style, I think the boho might be making a bit of a comeback here. Now, as for me in this video, I'm very much partial to wearing like fun t-shirts on top of clothing. And I'm not against wearing, you know, a big t-shirt on top of a glitter shirt. I think that's kind of fun. It's not something that I will be wearing to a restaurant. Well, it depends on the restaurant really, but you know, I kind of like this look that I'm pulling off here, like with this skirt, with the glitter shirt, and you know, the fun little t-shirt moment here. I do love that t-shirt. It's vintage, it's secondhand, and you know, it has the shark imagery that says Brawlers of the Deep. I think it's fab. Ah, we are going for some pants now. Great. I feel the most comfortable in pants. I don't know. As I mentioned, lately I've been very much into dresses as well. But, you know, jeans and a t-shirt are really, they feel very effortless look to me. And that's, I think that it's the most inner me style-wise. But these trousers are actually an old pair of Under the Stories trousers. I actually don't mind when trousers, you know, drop a bit from my like waist downwards. That's fine. But sometimes it creates the funny situation where there is too much fabric, you know, around the crotch area. Now with this one, I don't hate the trousers with the t-shirt and the shirt underneath, but it's not optimal. I feel like this outfit requires very fancy heels to work well. On the other hand, the trousers with just the glitter shirt is very much a nice simple combination, and actually this is what I wore to my birthday dinner. I did put on a belt and I wanted to go with, you know, a pop of color, so I went with this. I think this could be called cobalt blue. It's very intense, deep, vibrant blue color that I don't usually wear that sort of pop of color, you know. I think it draws too much attention to itself. When I wear something like that on other people, it looks amazing. On me, it looks maybe like it steals almost the spotlight from me. But with this outfit, I really like it because I like the not symmetrical style that I like put the belt on. And I like that you can really see the belt buckle, which is silver. And it just creates, you know, a bit of definition and draws attention to the waist, and I like that. Sometimes I like to accentuate some parts of the board, you know, and sometimes I just like to wear everything oversized, and both are equally fine and okay. Next, I went back with this skirt, and this is the wool knit that I mentioned that has the fur on it, and I do really enjoy this. It's a very simple look. And I actually did wear exactly this pairing to a Christmas concert. And I think it's, you know, simple, fun, nice. I like the fur detailing. I like the skirt. Again, it's a bit boho-y in my opinion. But about that actually, when I say that boho might be in or coming back, definitely it's already something that we have been seeing, you know, the past summer, but I think it's just gonna be continuing. I might be a bit biased in the way that is the style that is essentially part of my style. I mix, I match. I can't describe my style in a few words, but there are definitely elements, you know, with more grounded boho-esque styles with something very, you know, eclectic usually shoved into that as well. But yeah, because I like to dress in that way, I might be saying that it's coming back on trend or whatever, but I have to say I do feel indifferent whether something is like on trend or not. I don't really care if something that I wear is on trend or vice versa. Trends can be quite treacherous in that sense, in the way that if you see something a lot, you might start to like it just because it's visually out there all the time, and that's, you know, that's how trends basically work. You see something a lot, you start liking it, and you see it more and more, and you start wearing it. And the issue with micro trends is that you've been wearing that thing for a month, and then everyone else starts to wear other things, and it has become so oversaturated that it's just on to the next, and we are in this very toxic cycle with micro trends. I hope that is slowing down. I think it might be. Fingers crossed, let's hope that is what 2026 brings to us. But you know, it's hard sometimes to know if you actually like something, or is it just that you see it, yeah, on everyone else everywhere. I think not becoming, I think you have to be quite self-aware to actually know what you like, you know, in my opinion. Now, next up, I just decided to put the blue skirt away and put on back the trousers, which, by the way, the color might be a bit hard to detect, but it's like this dark violet plum color, also like has a bit of brown in it, but it's more purple than brown. And the next pair of pants that I'm trying as well also are brown, but they have this hint of lilac-y or violet in them too. I think it's more like violet than lilac. And these trousers I do absolutely love. They are just linen, like purely linen, which I do wear that sort of material all throughout the year. I just, layer with wool stockings underneath. It works just fine during the winter season as well. And I think like different materials combined together can look amazing. Like this linen pair of trousers with definitely a very chunky knit. I think it's great. It's very simple outfit, but it creates interest, when the fabrics are different, and then there is this third element, which is the fur detailing. So I'm very much into it. It's very simple, but there is something about it, and I like it a lot. I'm not wearing any necklaces on this video, but I did mention in the festive season favorites video that longer necklaces and pendants, maximalist styling in general, are kind of in right now. Not me wearing a pendant right now. Yeah, but anyway, I feel like that is also something that we are gonna be seeing in the next year, in 2026. People are still creating these amazing necklace stacks with different metals, mixing metals, which I like mixing metals as well. And 2025 has really been the year of decorating your bag, for example, like styling, putting keychains, charms, everything on a simple bag. Bags are stacked on with so much stuff, and I think that is going to continue as well. But we have reached the mark where that can look very micro trendy, and unfortunately, those little Labubus are being sold. There was this Labubu craze, everyone knows. I'm not really a fan. But now people are selling them, and they are gonna end up in a landfill, and that is very sad, honestly. But I think decorating your bag will remain in style, and that's not a new thing at all. Like, I remember using a lot of pins on my bag in secondary school, but now I feel like people will start to decorate other things than their accessories, their bags as well, like their clothing, for example, like using brooches and other things, other materials to put on their clothing to create unique looks and outfits with something else than just the Labubus, And I have to say, I understand collecting things like, hello, I like Pokemon. I've just recently gotten into cards, TCG, but you can sell those things. They are very much like on the market all the time. There are conventions, they are being sold in Vinted, in any place, in any internet marketplace. There are a lot of these spaces where you can buy and sell your Pokemon cards. They are valued differently. There are expos where those are being sold. People actually use them to play. There are World Championships where you play TCG. So that is very different from something like Labubu craze. I just want to mention that because I heard someone, this was a while ago, but I heard someone say that like collecting Labubus isn't bad because people collect Pokemon cards as well. And that is not the same thing, in my opinion. Pokemon cards have held their value for decades already. We cannot say the same thing about Labubu, Lafufu, whatever. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. Now, here I decided to switch the knit to my lovely collared shirt. Again, love collared shirts. And just, put this same pink top with the lace on top. This I can see is maybe more me than the other look with the lace top, because this has some ruggedness almost to it with the collared shirt, although the color pairing is very light and airy and cute in a way. But with the pant, with the collared shirt, I feel like it's not too cute. It has this ruggedness almost to it. The braid that I'm wearing is steering it to the cute section of things, but this I actually do really like, and I could imagine myself wearing this exact same thing with an oversized t-shirt on top of, well, if I wanted it to be a looser fit, and I have done that. So my final look is I just put back on the sparkly shirt and the belt and I decided to switch the belt. That's the final look, and I like that I created all these outfits with just a few different items. Well, maybe more than just a few, but you really don't have to have too many pieces of clothing to create many different outfits and different styles of outfits, different, like some of my outfits were a bit more cutesy, some of them were more grounded, etc, etc. And the beauty of it all is that you can combine all that. It becomes a lovely little mess, and I love that I do love with clothes and styling in general. In regards to that, actually, I have been noticing from other people's what they are leaving in 2025, like what trends they didn't like, etc. From those videos, I've been noticing that people state very different things. People say that they are eager to leave, for example, necklace stacks. They are done with that. They don't want to see that anymore. And then other people are saying that it's still going to be trendy and they love seeing it and they are using it. Like, for example, I do love to wear a couple of necklaces, like not like a huge stack, but some. But that's the beauty of it. It seems that we are liking different things and people are eager to move on from other things. And then again, other people are eager to keep hold of those things and try different things, and it creates this unique look on outfits and style and styling in general. And of course we are always gonna have like trends and what is trendy, and I find that conversation very interesting. This is why I am contemplating on those things myself. I feel like different people are telling to their audiences, like of course there are gonna be some similarities if they are stating what's gonna be in next year, but when they are saying what they are eager to let go of, those are very different things. And I love it because it just creates this space where we have people enjoying different things, and that is what's fun in fashion and in style. It's not that we all have to wear the same things and look copies of each other. That is the point, that we like different things. And I've noticed a lot of people also being like, don't get mad at me, but this is my opinion about this, and no one should be sorry about their opinion. And I hope that everyone's audience is smart enough to understand that if I, for example, well, I don't have audience, but other people do. If I don't like something, it doesn't mean that if you wear it, that I think that your look is hideous. It's that I don't like it on myself, or someone else doesn't like it on themselves, and or they are just tired of seeing that thing, pop up everywhere. Like, I'm very tired of seeing Labubus everywhere, but again, if that is your journey and you like them genuinely, not just because it's very crazy out there apparently, then that's great for you. You do you, but it's creating this space where we like different things, and I actually do really like it. I don't want every person in the world to love fur detailing on outfits, for example. I don't mind if people don't like pendants, or I don't mind if people, think that wearing loose t-shirt and loose skirt, that it looks bad. That's for me. I wear it for me, and I think it's very interesting when people dress differently, and that is what I hope for the upcoming year. I hope that people are truly just, wearing what they want, although we can't escape from the, style cycle, but I hope that we are going towards the times where we just actually wear what we like. But yeah, I'm not gonna, again, drag this on for longer than it has to. Happy New Year, everyone. If you want to see more of me, you can do the YouTube things, or you can check out my Instagram, or if you like games, if you like Pokemon, for example, then you can catch me streaming on twitch.tv/puni014. But yeah, I hope your year starts off very well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys!